Elon was supposed to meet in person at the B20 summit in Bali a few weeks ago, but he had to stay home and watch over Twitter. According to the president's office, this relationship has been in the works for some time, and he and Elon discussed Tesla's prospects for new investments in South Korea. Elon specifically mentioned his ambition to create a second Gigafactory location on the Asian continent, stating that South Korea is a top target for investment. The two were supposed to meet in person at the B20 summit in Bali a few weeks ago, but Elon had to remain home and watch over Twitter. According to facts given by the president's office, he and Elon discussed Tesla's possibilities for fresh investments in South Korea. Elon specifically mentioned his ambitions to create a second Gigafactory location on the Asian continent, citing South Korea as a strong option for investment. Elon also stated that Tesla would be happy to contribute to the country's electric vehicle infrastructure by investing in more charging stations, and that South Korea had a lot to offer Tesla. LG Energy, based in South Korea, is a significant Tesla battery supplier. They provide all 2,170 battery cells for the Model 3 and Model Y. Performance in long-range vehicles manufactured in Giga Shanghai. LG Energy has also committed more than $450 million to building their own production line for Tesla's new 4,680 battery cell, ensuring Tesla has a local source for battery cells. That's a major benefit. We've also seen a thriving EV business emerge in South Korea. Hyundai, one of the world's major automakers, and their sibling firm Kia are headquartered in the country, both of which have produced some truly outstanding electric vehicles in recent years. Elon allegedly told the president that Tesla would like to extend its supply chain with South Korean enterprises in order to take advantage of additional EV components manufactured in the nation. President Yoon, for his part, stated that the South Korean government would actively endeavor to amend any regulations that may present obstacles for international companies conducting business in Korea. Yoon told reporters that if Tesla, SpaceX, or other firms contemplate investing in South Korea, including the construction of a Gigafactory, the government will do everything possible to promote the investment. We're working on a specialized approach to provide certain benefits to these specific companies. A helpful government is always welcome, and Tesla would definitely benefit from having local access to a big battery provider. A Gigafactory in South Korea would also assist the corporation in diversifying its global export operations away from Giga Shanghai. However, South Korea is still extremely close to Shanghai, making it relatively simple to swap components and supplies between the two cities. We continue to have strong evidence that Tesla will locate a Gigafactory in Canada, most likely in the provinces of Ontario or Quebec. Elon has not only hinted that he may honor his Canadian heritage with a northern Gigafactory, we've also seen a lot of action from Canadian government institutions to particularly lure electric vehicle and battery production to the nation. We know that François-Philippe Champagne, Canada's Federal Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, visited California in September to meet with a US automaker. He didn't specify Tesla directly, but I believe we can make an assumption. We also don't know what they discussed or what the minister said specifically, but we do know that he was visiting multiple automakers in September and tweeted from Japan. Canada can be the green supplier of choice for the world when it comes to EVs in the battery industry. That was my message to Toyota and Prime Planet Energy Solutions this week in Japan, so we can presume he was following the same script when he met with Tesla officials. In terms of location, we know Tesla has been actively pushing the Ontario provincial government. In Canada, there exist lobbyist registries that make this information public record. Tesla expresses their goals in Canada specifically, stating that they, quote, seek government support to facilitate engagement with provinces regarding permitting timelines in order to increase Canada's competitiveness and ability to attract capital through approval timeframes that are competitive with other manufacturing locations. While working with the government to develop incentives to boost Canada's desirability, we also know that Tesla has been employing recruiters in Quebec. According to reports, they're assembling a team for what Tesla refers to as a large volume hiring event, so it may go either way. Both provinces of northern regions that are particularly rich in natural materials that can be used for battery cell manufacture as well as other components for electric vehicles such as neodymium magnets. Quebec does have a significant advantage in terms of hydroelectric infrastructure. The province creates so much low-emission green energy from hydroelectric dams that it exports more than 30 terawatt-hours of electricity to the northern United States each year. So there's an easy win for Tesla to power their entire Canadian operation from sustainable energy. In Quebec, auto manufacturing has always been a major part of the Canadian economy, and the government is very keen to keep that going well into the future. It's become a top priority to insert Canada as a global leader in electric vehicle and lithium-ion battery production, and the country has a lot to offer. basically unlimited nickel, cobalt, manganese, graphite, and lithium reserves. This is a significant chance for Tesla to capitalize on the new Inflation Reduction measure in the United States. According to the legislation, EV tax credits will only be available to automakers who can source at least 40% of their battery materials in North America by 2024. So Tesla will need a fairly robust supply chain for those materials across the United States and Canada if they are to support the type of high-volume manufacturing envisaged by Elon Musk. We know that in recent months, both Volkswagen and Mercedes-Benz inked specific deals with Canada for EV battery materials, and that prior to that, LG Energy and Stellantis formed a joint venture to invest more than $4 billion in a battery manufacturing facility in Canada. So it's safe to believe Tesla is seeking a similar arrangement on their own terms. This one is even more speculative, although there is evidence that Tesla is aggressively investing in Mexico. The location is Nuevo Leon, a Mexican state bordering Texas, close to the existing Gigafactory in Austin. We know that earlier this year, the Mexican border crossing into Nuevo Leon installed a Tesla-only checkpoint lane. Not Tesla products, but Tesla business activity. The company reached an agreement with Mexican officials to have the dedicated lane let suppliers to travel more quickly across the border. Ivan Rivas, Nuevo Leon's economic minister, informed reporters that the dedicated crossing lane was a state incentive given to Tesla. He said, "What we want is a crossing that's much more expedited and efficient, and maybe there will be a lane for other companies in the future like there is for Tesla." Monterrey is the state capital of Nuevo Leon. It is an industrial town with millions of residents and several automotive suppliers, many of whom are already used by Tesla for North American production, raising the possibility that Tesla may be interested in establishing their own factory. Again, closeness to suppliers is always advantageous. We know that labor costs are much lower in Mexico, and Mexico is still a part of North America. Thus, any battery cell manufacture or resource processing done by Tesla in Mexico will be eligible for Inflation Reduction Act. Elon Musk was said to have met with Nuevo Leon Governor Samuel Garcia and U.S. Ambassador to Mexico Ken Salazar in October. According to insiders, Tesla is interested in Santa Catarina, a town just outside of Monterrey that is home to many automotive industries, particularly Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers. There's clearly an opportunity in Monterrey, which is only about a 7-hour trip from Tesla's headquarters in Austin. Elon is expected to make an announcement on the location of the next Gigafactory before the end of this year. I'm not sure if it will be at a formal corporate function or if he will simply tweet it one day. You never know. But as we previously stated, in order for Tesla to meet its production objectives of 20 million cars per year by 2030, they will require the construction of multiple more gigafactories, which will need to be completed quickly. So we wouldn't be surprised if numerous places are developed at the same time, similar to how Austin and Berlin were created at the same time. We may see Giga Canada, South Korea, and possibly Mexico and Indonesia all reaching some degree of development within the next year, which would be incredible and would mean that we would have lots of fodder to write on for years to come. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop your theories in the comments below on which location you think will happen first, and if there are any prospective Gigafactory candidates we haven't covered yet. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up today if you enjoyed it. This is crucial for spreading the word about our work. We appreciate your interest and hope to see you at the next one.